Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Today I met up with Jonas, and Jonas has a really cool camper van conversion he built out himself, and he's going to give us a tour. So join us. Hello, Jonas, and welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
I just want to first start out with saying thank you, Patrick, for this really cool hobby you got. It's pretty awesome to keep up the good work. This is my 2017 Mercedes Spinter. It's a 4x4 on a 170 chassis, non-extended. It's got this 3.0 six-cylinder diesel engine, the Blue Tech, four-wheel drive. It was originally a cargo van, so no windows or anything like that. Everything's been hand-built from there. So come on in and we'll take a tour. So I guess to start out with the flooring, it's called a Core-Tech, essentially core. I had to do a lot of research. I wanted something to look really nice, waterproof, and also the big thing is with an RV you want everything to be 4 seasons, so it's not going to expand or contract with the heat. And then also obviously have the aluminum sill there to protect the edge there. The cabinets, I kind of wanted a beach feel, so I did all cedar whitewash siding with kind of like a ocean blue type drawers here, as well as in the galley. And I thought the cherry butcher block top would kind of pop off with all the colors there. The base of pretty much the entire van, structurally inside, is 80/20. It's a really awesome material, super easy to work with. I'm not a welder by any means, but you know, it's just all you need is a chop saw and the right blade. And you can just kind of erect your set, construct anything you want. If you mess up, just start over again. Up here we got the bulkhead electric panel, kind of the control center. It's mostly DC powered in the cabin, or sorry, the living area. There's a little bit of AC, but we'll start up top and just go down is what I usually like to do. Here we have the Renogy battery monitor, super crucial with the AGM. When I was building this, they didn't have the lithium at the time, so it can't be below 50%. So that's definitely crucial with that type of battery. Below we have the AC circuit breaker panel there. To the left here we have the shore power, so you can hook up to 30 amps of 120 volt. To the right we have the remote for the inverter and charger. It's a 2200 watt. It'll surge well over double that. So lots of power. Here we have a DC essentially switch. It's kind of empty now. We have the water pump, and the blower is connected to the toilet. We'll talk about that a little later. There's plenty of room for exterior lighting, which is what I plan on doing with the rest of the switches. And then we have 2 AC outlets, one near the galley and then one over here for the extra working space. Over to the right we have the Max Air controller. There's one next to the bed as well. I got a fan in the back as well as up top. So each remote will work on both fans. All I gotta do is point it, so pretty simple to use. And then we have the switch for the front part of the cabin, and also there's a dimmer on it too, which makes it super nice at night. The ceiling is essentially the same as the wall, just the whitewash cedar paneling with the super efficient LED lighting. And then it's going to be insulated with 3M Thinsulate, which has been really easy to work with. So I highly recommend that. Here we have it's a memory foam couch. Underneath is actually a 21-gallon freshwater tank. And then over here, we have a instant hot water heat exchanger. And we have an instant hot air heat exchanger, which is where the hot air comes from for cabin heating. Essentially, I want it to be a 4-season build, so everything is contained inside. So you don't have to worry about antifreeze on the outside if you're going to keep the temperature inside above freezing. The windows here, I did, like I said before, is all cargo. So these are both CR Lawrence that were installed. They open up just like any other CR Lawrence, just like that, and you get a really nice breeze, especially with the fan right above here. It's super nice. You don't even need air conditioning. Up top here we have overhead cabinets made out of 80/20. Made it super simple, pretty lightweight. All you have to do is slide it to open. Plenty of room up here for the rentals that have all the equipment you need over here, and it's clearly labeled. but there's empty space all the way over here. Then here's kind of where it starts. We've got an empty cooler. We've got a French press and electric kettle there, bowls and cups, and then back here, plates, pots, and cooking utensils. So everything you need if you are want to hit the road and have a fully operational kitchen. Here we have the Cherry Butcher countertops. So below that we have the isotherm 12 volts fridge freezer. So it's really super efficient. It's a marine compressor, so it can be up to, I believe 30 degrees of angle up or down. And it's, like I said, super efficient, so it doesn't drain too much battery. Back here, there's plenty of storage for whatever you need. Spices, oils. I include some hand soap for the renters. And here, bigger bottles, large bottles of olive oil, wine, anything you like. And back here we have the, it's going to be obviously the trash here. There's a 5-gallon gray water tank. Again, I wanted everything inside. There's a first aid kit. There's underneath there's everything we need for the composting toilet. There's also a hose to fill up the tank for when you're on the road. There's a step stool because this is kind of high, so it's nice to have that extra little step. And then we also have just kind of back there, kind of far, a fire extinguisher underneath, and then a dustpan too. So on top of that, we have the stainless steel sink. Pretty small, pretty simple, pretty elegant, I think. And then it's dish soap right here. And then again, if you're interested in renting, this is where a lot of this stuff is as well. On my website, there's actually a big checklist of everything that's included. So they keep this empty for everyone, put their own stuff. Right here we have electric candle lighter, some cleaner, a speaker, a camp light. We have a couple of LED lights that you could actually put up here for cabinet lighting, or countertop lighting rather. Below here is some more cutlery, cutting boards, things like that. And then more pots and pans with the propane down at the bottom. Forgot to mention earlier, I wanted everything without propane. So this is the only propane that's in here, so it doesn't restrict you from going under bridges or certain roads. So the only fuel used is essentially diesel, and then a little bit of that propane for cooking and solar. And here is pretty much all the electrics, behind the scenes electrics. We have a 3-foot mirror. Up here we have privacy screens. So this is for obviously the front, and then we have this for the side and the rear as well. And then back here is kind of the nuts and bolts of all the electric systems. So the solar power comes to the MPPT here. We have a circuit breaker box here for the solar panels, the passenger side electrics, and then the driver's side electrics. And some fuse boxes. Below that we have the inverter charger. That is connected directly to the solar. So that'll do all the charging automatically to the battery. There is room for putting in a generator. It's the Samlex 2212, so you could add a generator. And then also I have electric external power coming in as well that's hooked up. So it's a 305 amp hour 12 volt battery. All right, so next we have a complete waterproof wet bath. So we have the cedar paneling, which I waterproofed. On the sides here, it's kind of like a PVC with some lightweight. It's not hardy board. I honestly forgot what it was called. But that's right behind it, so for more waterproofing. So down here I had a guy come by and actually do a custom install for white fiberglass, because the shower pan's kind of unique. I did make the teak wood mat custom to fit. That helps with the drainage as well as aesthetics. Here we have an Airhead toilet, which is a fully composting toilet. It's got the seal here, so it's completely waterproof, perfect for a wet bath. And then below here, we have the solids at the back, and towards the front is a 1-gallon liquids tank. Up here we have a super efficient shower head. Essentially, you can turn it off and on from here, so you don't have to turn it off, and then when you mess with it messes with the heat, so you're kind of fidgeting with it. So all you have to do is kind of push it on one side, it'll stop. So the idea is you get sort of wet, you turn it off, lather up, and then turn it back on. I can get a shower in a gallon or a gallon and a half of water, so super efficient. Then this door just simply unbuttons here, then slides closed. Up top, kind of cool. It's a pretty bright LED light, and then you got an extractor fan too. Buttons up here. You can kind of hear how it is pretty powerful for how small it is. And then this is just the exhaust coming from the solids tank outside, so it'll take away all the odors as well as any moisture, which helps with the composting. In the back we have a full-size bed paired with the flare space flares, so that's super helpful. It probably saves about 18 inches or 2 feet of space you can work with inside the van since you're sleeping sideways. Up top we have LED lighting. In the back it's got its own, so the two in the back are controlled by the bed, so you don't have to get up and actually to move to turn off the light. Perfect for reading. So up here we have more storage. I usually put towels and some clothing up there. So left here we have another remote control for the fan, so you don't have to get up to move the front. CO or carbon monoxide detector as well. I'll come up front and I'll show you the cab. So it's the 4-wheel drive, so it has the 4-wheel drive as well as the climate assist here. These buttons, it's got the higher idle over here. That's kind of what's extra on this particular build. Everything else is sort of standard. We got the Mercedes navigation system there. All right, so now we'll take a walk around outside. So I ordered it with the hitch to put on some bikes in case I wanted some extra bike storage. You can also fit 2 bikes in here with a little manipulation. I have 2 12mm axle adapters, but I can also include it for 9mm or even 15mm if you need it. Over here we have 2 camp chairs that'll be included with the rental, as well as a bamboo table, and that'll actually fit inside. It's got adjustable legs, so you can use it inside and outside. To the left we have a Mountaineer, Camp Chef Mountaineer burner, really high powerful burner. And then below that is the Camp Chef table that comes with it. So it's got a nice aluminum top, extendable legs. Okay, so I made the burner so it's pretty portable. So on a nice day like this, you can come outside, bring the camp chairs in, and cook outside. Yeah, plenty of gear, storage back here. I got some tie downs, pretty easy access slides on both sides. So you can access from the front up there as well as back here. Some tie down straps. On the driver's side, we have the outside of the flares and the Illuminous rack, which leads up to the roof. I got the Vantech racks with the slots in the center there, and that's how I actually attach the solar panels. I have 4 100-watt Renogy solar panels, and in the front there's a wind fairing as well. So on a day like today we don't want any heat, but the heating system is run by diesel again. Less fuel sources, no propane is what I wanted. So the tank is located right under here, and then I ran a line all the way to the Esper heater, which is kind of right under the center of the chassis, right there. Then the exhaust kind of comes out this side. Down below here, you can't even see it, you don't even know it's on. So it's super quiet, super efficient. I can show you the controls a little bit, it's very easy to use as well. So this little unit here controls the heater, the engine-driven heater. Right, we're essentially standing right above it. So you have this. This indicates that you're going to turn on heating on. You set the time. So if you're getting a shower, it's about 20 or 30 minutes. If you want heat all night, then it's 8 or 10 hours, whatever you want. It's pretty simple to use. Then you hit it one more time. You'll see the red ring, and it's on. You can actually probably hear it spinning up. If we're a little bit closer, but it's so quiet you can't even hear it from here, especially with the doors closed. And then this is the control for the cabin heating. If you want to turn it on auto and then kind of set a temperature, that will use the that'll use the temperature sensor above the bed and regulate the fan speed according to that. If you want just a certain fan speed for some reason, just turn that on, and then you'll hear this fan start to spin up. And it only takes about 3 or 4 minutes for instant hot water and even less than that for instant hot air. So super efficient. You don't need to have any extra hot holding tanks where you're burning excess propane. So.
Can you walk us through the process? Now, you mentioned rental. So this is your van, you built it out, and in your downtime, you're renting it out. Can you walk us through the process and how that all works?
Sure. So you can go to my website. It's www.coastal-campervans.com. I rent exclusively through Outdoorsy at the moment, but you can find a whole page and a link there of where to find the rental, what's included, anything you want to know, and then my information's on there, obviously. So if you have any questions, reach out, and I can certainly help out. I'm located up in Atlantic Highlands, so it's super easy if you're in the city, New York City, to come down and get the C Street ferry, and I can either pick you up or meet you down there.
And then the Sprinter chassis, being a four-wheel drive, do you know approximately what the fuel economy is?
Yeah, so at this weight, I've been getting about 18 or so. It was about 17 before I put the wind fairing on. That's actually helped, like I said, for about 1 mile per hour. So it's definitely worth the investment. But awesome fuel efficiency for something like this.
And I guess if someone was to rent it from you, you give them a walkthrough, you show them the ropes and how stuff works.
Sure.
And but what's the height? Because there's a lot of tunnels here in New Jersey and New York.
That's a really good question. So the height's about 10'6". I like to use 11 for driving purposes. But if you're going slow on like a county road, you can kind of creep by 10.6. It is the high roof. So there's obviously plenty of room to walk through.
Yeah, these have like a 6'4" interior height.
Yeah.
Which is great because some RVs are not tall enough.
Exactly.
You got to duck around. And then the length is just over 22 foot, so you won't have too many challenges parking.
Yeah, so if there's a parking spot with kind of like grass or even some void behind there, it'll park in a normal parking spot.
So you just back in, hang a little bit over the curb. It has enough ground clearance there to support that.
Yeah,
that's really good to know. And then another thing for a rental, they got to know the weight, right? Because there's certain roads that have weight restrictions.
Yeah, sure.
So these Sprinter vans have this is a 2500.
Yes.
So the GBWRs is probably like 9500. Or
this one's about 85, 86.
Okay.
So it's about that when it's fully loaded, full tank, full water.
All right. So if it says anything under 5 tons, they should probably turn around.
You should be okay with 5 tons, but I'd say
anything less than that.
Yeah, anything less, maybe just keep an eye out.
Well, I appreciate you giving a tour today on this brutally hot day. You can see we're both soaking wet just from this last 20-minute tour here. Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. I'd love it. We'll see you soon.